If you know anything about me, you know about my fascination with the metamorphosis process, how caterpillars become butterflies, how these beings that are so small and seemingly insignificant and kind of weird looking that have to crawl to survive evolve into these beings that are big and boisterous and beautiful and fly for a living. Something about that process that is just so incredibly magical to me. But what I love about them most is that I feel like they're a representation of our human experience and how we evolve over time. And I really want to talk about this process because everything I'm going to release this year relates back to this. And I am going to nerd out just a little bit, but just stay with me. Just stay with me. Back when I was in college, I took an entomology class. In that entomology class, they gave us these cups with caterpillars in them. They weren't caterpillars yet, they were eggs. And our homework was to take them home and watch them over time and document their process. So what I did recently was went and bought caterpillars in a cup. Don't judge me, I am a nerd. I'm a nerd. And so let's go through it. These are all the stages that happen in a caterpillar's metamorphosis. I want you guys to watch it and relate it back to your life and tell me where you are. Okay, let's get into it. So this is the kit I bought on Amazon. Is it for kids? Yes. Is it a fun adult activity? Also, yes. They come with 5 caterpillar eggs and you get to watch them evolve into caterpillars. It's really cool. They're already in a later stage right now because you can see that webbing. That webbing is actually silk. And they spin this silk so that they can anchor themselves eventually at the top of the cup and create a pad where they'll hang and form their chrysalis. The chrysalis is what most people call the cocoon, but moths come out of a cocoon. Butterflies come out of something called a chrysalis. So as you can see, the process gets really nasty until their final maturing hormone sets off and tells them it's time to change. And then, boom, they all go into their chrysalis, together but alone, in this deeply transformative process. And a common misconception is that caterpillars just grow wings around the being that they already was, but something different happens actually. They break down into glob, into like putty, and everything about them besides their DNA changes. From their legs to their eyes to their abilities. Now they'll have abilities to fly when they come out of here. Everything is changing and it's a really dark and weird time. And no one really knows what happens in there. But if they can make it out, and some caterpillars don't, some die in the chrysalis. But if they can make it out, their entire life experience has changed forever. They can now fly. They can now reproduce. So after the caterpillars harden a bit, the first thing that they need is a new, fresh environment. You see me cleaning off the silk, and I need to do this because if I don't clean away the remnants of their old webs, they'll get stuck in the silk when they're trying to emerge. Their wings will become deformed. So a new environment is needed, and there's a word in that. Now, after some intense transformation and some deep shedding, they start to come out of their chrysalis. That red stuff is not blood, it's called meconium, and it's the leftover waste from the transformation process. There is also a word in that. Everything cannot come with you. Understand what waste is, okay? And now we got us a pretty beautiful butterfly. Oh my goodness. I was so happy to watch all of my caterpillars become butterflies. They all got through the hardest process of their lives, and I got to set them all free. They reminded me of me.